Hello, I just had a 10x 3-day interactive bootcamp with Uncle G. This is day 1, part 2. I'm Ria, and here are my 33 lessons learned from part 2. Lesson 21. The reason people experience the phenomenon of burnout is never because of work. If you own a business and you can see people in your company, they could be burnout, which is defined as disengaged, not excited, not on fire, or barely there. How do we handle burnout? Burnout is caused by the payoff that is no longer great enough to cause us to take action. Because if the payoff is great enough, because the urgency is tight enough, then we will definitely take action. The biggest threat in the environment today is disengagement, and we call that burnout. The bottom line is the payoff is not significant enough, it's not big enough, it's not great enough to warrant you taking action. I could be more motivated by empty pockets than by $60 in the credit card. Lesson 22. If you want to get rich, if you want to get super wealthy, quit managing money. Do not manage money. If you want more time, by the way, time and money are linked up very uniquely. If you want more time, do not manage your time. Multiply your time. If you want money, more money, multiply money. Don't save money. You're not going to get wealthy saving money. You cannot show me one person on planet that ever saved enough money to become wealthy. Lesson 23. The biggest threat is disengagement. They're not excited. There's no purpose. There is no payoff. Lesson 24. This creates the country club millionaire. They're playing golf 3 times a week. They got 2 cars and the BMW, and he's all excited about it. He tells everybody, my cars are paid off. My house is paid for. My kids go to the best schools. My son went to a treatment center and I paid cash. Everything is bragging rights about how well he's making it. Until he stretches himself, he finds out how limited he actually is because of the neighborhood he lives in. We go down and I have rewards points that I trade in the Marriott. And we go 2 weeks every year to Hawaii. We eat from the buffet with everybody else because breakfast is included in our awards program, by the way. I fly American Airlines and cross my fingers and hope for a first-class upgrade. He thinks he's got it. Until he gets in a room where Uncle G has the multimillionaires and the billionaires. He rides on a helicopter of Uncle G. Lesson 25. Real-life experiences can shift the person out of their comfort zone. Lesson 26. Not living your life and settling is dangerous. Most lives are dead before they expire. You need experiences. Lesson 27. People are more important than anything. First thing he did was he left home. Second principle, leave home to go to a strange land where you know no one. Third, you say yes to opportunities. Lesson 28. People have everything you want. The reason you guys don't think 10x because you're trying to figure out how to pay your bills, and you burn out on paying bills. You burn out on just getting burned out. The kids are winning. The kids are happy until they are not. Lesson 29. How do you get rid of this idea, the concept, this burnout phenomenon? This thing that happens when you are like, I have no interest. I'm not excited about life. And maybe the helicopter doesn't do it. Maybe you want to ride in a Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Maybe you want to get on a jet. Maybe you want to go out on a 4-week vacation to Taipei, Taiwan. I don't know what your deal is, but you need to figure out what your deal is so that you're not disengaged, so that you can multiply that with your people. Because your problem is their problem, and their problem is always your problem. Lesson 30. If you have one staff, let's name him Stefan, and he's a super producer on your team, and all of a sudden he starts having problem in his production. His production goes down. Guess what? His problem are your problems. Now, if you had 10 staffs, like Stefan, you're not dependent on Stefan breaking down. Lesson 31. What you guys do is you want to get rid of problems. Uncle G says he wants more problems. Lesson 32. Every time you have a problem, do not ask God to get rid of it. Say, I need 100 of those. I need 100 Stefans that have problem, because the only way to get rid of problems is to have a lot of them. Lesson 33. Debt. You got 10,000 worth of debt. That's a problem. You got 10 billions worth of debt. That's not a problem. That is called an opportunity. Lesson 34. People has been asking Uncle G for years, should I pay my debt? Uncle G says, never. Do not pay that debt off. Lesson 35. It's impossible to create debt without wealth. It's impossible to accomplish wealth and financial freedom, prosperity and affluence without using debt. Lesson 36. Anything you're going to do requires money. The business, the employees, the charity, hiring people, solving the world's problem, food. Everything you do, all of it requires money, because if you don't have money, you will be burnt out. If you can't get by, if you cannot pay your bills, if you're struggling, if you will lose interest in the thing that you're passionate about, you're not going to go out fishing. If you fish and don't catch anything, sooner or later, you're going to be like, you know what? I love fishing, but I think it's time to go in. Sooner or later, how many agree? You will come back to shore and say, that's not fun. You got to win, folks. You got to win. We've got to win. And in the physical business of universe, winning the fish, the thing you're going to catch, is the money. So we got to get the payoff so significant that you would walk on glass to achieve your goals. Lesson 37. Would you go across Miami to pick up $10? Would you travel 20 miles to pick up $10? Yes or no? I'm going to change the number to 100,000. You got to drive 20 miles. Would this start becoming a priority? And would you start getting excited about this and quit making excuses? Let's make it 1 million. 1 million in cash. Taxes are paid. You can go pick up that bag that is 53 pounds. $1 million in cash is 53 pounds. Would you stop everything you're doing right now to travel across town to pick up that $1 million? Lesson 38. When the payoff becomes significant enough, you will put yourself at risk. When the payoff is not significant enough, not only will you not put yourself at risk, neither will your people. And if there's no payoff, there will be burnout. Lesson 39. Do you want to know why people are so apathetic today? 76% of people are living paycheck to paycheck. Who could be excited? I can't even pay my bills. And it doesn't matter how much she likes working with me. If she can barely pay her bills, it doesn't matter how passionate or excited you are on your business. I don't want to be here anymore. Lesson 40. If you're a business owner and you're trying to build a team, don't just think about yourself right now. I want you to think about yourself, and I also want you to think about your problem becomes their problem, and their problem becomes your problem. Lesson 41. You should overpay your people, not underpay. You should find out whatever the marketplace pays and offer more money than that. You should offer more than the marketplace. So if it takes 78,000 to live in this town, when we have people on board, what are we going to offer them? 60 grand? Uncle G says that's wrong because they're going to be 18,000 underwater. Lesson 42. Figure out what it costs. Overpay your people. Overpay your people. Pay your people because you need people. You need expansion. For those of you who don't have someone working with you, you need to figure out how to overpay. How many agree with the overpay your people concept? Then you don't do it to yourself. Overpay yourself. Lesson 43. Some of you that are business owners, you don't even pay yourself anything. You just take whatever is the leftover. You should pay yourself like you would anyone else in your company. Lesson 44. 76% of people live paycheck to paycheck. Lesson 45. 64% of people in America today, this is before COVID, 64% of people had no money in the bank. Lesson 46. 90% had no clue that the biggest expense in the household is taxes, and it's not managing your money. And it's not managing your things. Lesson 47. You don't even manage the right thing. We tell ourselves, I think I know the problem. The problem is my house payment's too high, the rent is too high, the car payments, the debt is my problem. Uncle G says that's not the problem. The problem is you paid too much in taxes. You make $10,000 and you pay $2,300 to the government. You get nothing for the $2,300. Lesson 48. 94% of Americans today fail the financial literacy test. Lesson 49. 1% of Americans own 50% of the assets in the USA. Lesson 50. We are producing one billionaire every 17 minutes. Lesson 51. So much wealth is created while so many people's lives continue to be garbage. Lesson 52. 10% of Americans have 80% of wealth in America. Cash, housing, real estate. Lesson 53. If your finances are suffering, if your financial condition is below your potential, you are playing with the wrong set of rules. Do you have the potential to be a millionaire, a billionaire? 53. Change the rules. You have been doing the right thing, what everybody told you to do. Work hard, save your money. Lesson 54. 300 million people are working hard. 40 million people lost their job last year. 300 million people were working hard and saving money. COVID hits and 40 million lost their jobs. Lesson 55. If the government didn't step in, we would have a massive problem. We just covered up the problem because the government threw out their money. Lesson 56. What happened when the government threw money? The wealthy got wealthy because they play by a different set of rules and everybody all stayed the same, or they lost a little bit of their position. Lesson 57. If you want to go from where you are to where you want to be, say, I don't know everything. 2, you gotta go meet new people that have been there and not the people you know. 3rd, you need a new set of rules. Give up the old playbook and use the new playbook. 4th, figure out what do you need to give Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk so he actually give me some time. So those are my 37 lessons learned. I hope you learned something. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And please, you can also download a free section of my book. It's the first investment that I did, and I made a mistake on that. So please read it so you hopefully avoid the mistake I made. Take care and God bless.